Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ask Us Anything.
It's Sunday night. We're Mike and Jen, and here we are. Oh, I should take the little notification off, so every time I get an email, it doesn't go ding like that. But how are you all? We are back with another episode, and then next week we take it off because do you know what next week is? Next Sunday?
4th of July.
The 4th of July already. It was just Memorial Day, and it's already the 4th of July. I can't keep track of all this, but well, I should ask you because we have our 4th of July outfits. Remember? Yeah. A couple of years ago, we bought maybe we need to just go on. We won't make Phyllis and Chris and everybody work, but we'll just come on and show it because we're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
We don't go camping on the 4th of July because there's too many other people out there. So let's just assume there's going to be one. We'll probably be here, but we'll give everybody else the time off if they want. So. Because we get to wear our 4th of July. We only wear them once a year, so we have costumes.
We have costumes.
We're too old for that, aren't we? Yeah.
Never too old.
It's great to see everybody. We hope you are all here. A couple of quick housekeeping things. Let's get Phyllis Carr on to talk about that. First of all, we just finished up one of our sweepstakes, one of our periodic contests. And yep. Phyllis, why don't you tell everybody what we have, and we have some winners that are being notified.
Yes. We, you guys were so excited about those bug off pads.
Doesn't take much, does it?
Doesn't take much. We were excited. Yep.
That we decided to work with the company, and they were very generous and offered 7 packs of them. And so we ran a sweepstakes, and hopefully everybody saw that and entered. We drew the winners, and they've all been contacted by email. And there were 7 of them, and we're very excited for them. And soon they'll be getting their bugs off pads in the mail.
And you did tell them as part of winning, they have to come to our RV and get the bugs off ours.
No, they're not going to do that part. Sorry.
It was fun giving those away. They really were there's a video on the YouTube channel on it. But
there's only one bad thing. You wash it, and then you drive it around, and then you got to do it again.
Yeah. We just came back. We just came back from another trip and needs it again. Yep. And we have another contest sweepstakes that is pretty interesting. We haven't really talked much about it. Why don't you tell everybody what that one is and how they can enter that?
That is the UFO, the UFO thing. I don't have the info right here in front of me.
I do.
Okay, good.
Because we really wanted to go. We got this invite from this. It's the UFO festival in Roswell, New Mexico, and it's the first week of July. Mm-hmm. And they offered to have a spot for Jen and I, and they said we could give away a spot. So we said, well, for sure we want to give away a spot. Mm-hmm. So we're running a sweepstake, just rvlifestyle.com/sweepstake.
No, that one's
that's not it. It's a different address.
No, just comments on the post. So they either have to go to the Facebook post or the Instagram post, and there's 2 Instagram posts on there, and you'll see them. They have UFO on them. They're very easy to spot. And then also there's a couple on Twitter. But any of those social sites, if you comment on those posts, we're going to collect the comments and randomly draw one winner, and one winner will get a free spot at the UFO festival. Yeah, a camping spot. Now, if they want to get electric and all that, that's their price.
You know why Roswell, right, is so popular for UFO people? Because that's where they say a UFO crashed, and they actually found dead aliens and all that stuff. And of course, none of it's been confirmed, but now there's a festival for it, and it's like a week-long festival with abduction parades and UFO parades. We thought it was a natural for us to go to.
Yeah, we thought it would have been fun.
But, we just because of some other questions, we couldn't do it. But we can give away one. And you have to just follow us at RV Lifestyle Mike on Instagram. And you can.
You'll see them there. And this is the first year they've offered RV spots for the festival. Yeah. So it's a really big deal. So somebody from our group needs to go and tell us all about it.
Yep. Tell us all. You got to do it. So we won't go there. Okay, we're going to get started. We got lots of people in the queue tonight, and tell them, Phyllis, how they can ask, to help us with finding the questions, because so many comments and questions are moving all the time on the screen. We need your help in in doing it. So
yes,
tell
and
'em how.
also Christopher has been telling them in the comments there what to do. If you have a question, type the word question in all caps and then type out your question. And Facebook people, you're getting filtered into all the YouTube people, so you guys need to be particularly patient. And also, if you're on Facebook watching, if you're watching from inside the group, you have to give StreamYard permission for us to see your name, or just go to the RV Lifestyle page and watch from there, and we'll see your name there.
We should
But that's the way it
explain to
works.
everybody. We should explain we're simulcasting on
Yes.
the YouTube RV Lifestyle YouTube channel, and then we are also simulcasting on our RV Lifestyle Facebook group, and then our RV Lifestyle Facebook page. So it's on all of those platforms, and also our supporters group on Facebook as well. So
Yeah.
So we got lots of. All right, we'll let you get back to herding cats and sending
right.
us the questions. Thank you, Phyllis. We'll check in with you at the end, and
All right.
we'll tell everybody about the UFO festival and how they can enter that once again. We'll talk later on. So there you go. We had a little fun. We just got back from a quick little trip across the state, did some babysitting, took the RV, had a great time. Lots of rain here in Michigan, but we actually planted a garden, a vegetable garden. Now I don't know whether we'll be here to harvest anything, but we feel like it was fun to do, right?
Finally, we got everything in the ground, almost everything.
All right, you ready to start a question?
I am ready.
All right, let's get going with the question. The first one from Aaron Greiner.
Okay, what is the best sites to find last-minute RV camping reservations, say 3 to 4 weeks out? We would like to do a trip from Missouri to somewhere on the water, beach or lake.
Well, we have been reporting on our RV Lifestyle podcast a lot. Last 3 episodes, we'll be talking about it again this week, how hard it is to find a camping spot, the camping crisis that is out there. It's largely being ignored by most of the quote RV press because they just want you to go buy RVs and put orders in. But I mean, I'm telling you, it's a mess, as all of you who have tried to find a spot know. So your best way is to find a spot during the middle of the week, right? Always the middle of the week. Weekends, pretty much anywhere that's popular is sold out for the rest of the year because there's so many newcomers. National parks, it's as crowded as it is at Disney World. That's how crazy national parks are this year. So your best bet is to go on all the time and just keep checking the websites. Find out where you want to stay along your route, and then try and make reservations. Look at it 2 or 3 times a day because there are regular cancellations. And when they do get a cancellation, they open a spot. And then if you can't find anything you can reserve, show up in person. And we've had great luck that way.
We have. And what about Harvest Host? And
well, Harvest Host
off
is
the beaten path places.
Right. We just, for example, were on the Lake Huron shoreline, and we couldn't string along more than a night here and there. But we had great spots to stay because we supplemented those with Harvest Host destinations. And of the 3 Harvest Host places that we visited, 2 of them, we were the only ones there. And the third one, there was one other a travel trailer there, a couple in a travel trailer who we got the chance to visit with and enjoyed meeting them. So Harvest Host is a great opportunity for you. Then there's things like, faithful parking. Research that. That's where you can camp overnight free in church parking lots around the country. And then there are other sites, overnight RV parking, which is where people will list you different spots that have openings. Sometimes it's on private land. Sometimes it's a commercial campground. Boondockers Welcome is another resource. All of this stuff can be found if you just go to rvlifestyle.com, our blog, and search camping reservations. You'll find a gazillion hints and tips and resources, but it's going to take a lot of patience.
And I'm wondering if you have kids, how many people are going, what you're looking for. I've got a feeling you're looking for someplace where kids will be happy rather than just spending the night.
And you want to place somewhere on the beach or water, it's going to be tough. I don't know how else. I'm going to tell you always like it is. We're not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be hard.
Lots of times, like Florida and everything, it's hot. And so there are spots.
Yeah, well, they're not going to Florida though. They're going from Missouri someplace. Yeah, you can go down to Florida. You could probably find some spots there aren't a lot of beachfront properties on there, but you could find that. It's going to be a tough find, Erin.
But you can do it.
But you can do it. String them together during the week, and be persistent. Get a routine where you want to call, and you're 3 to 4 weeks out. That's good. So you got a better shot then than if it was, this week or next week.
And you're not saying how long you're going to be gone, whether a week or 2 weeks.
You need just overnight spots, or do you need several days? All that is dependent.
You'll find
overnight.
places.
You can probably find it most of the time. So let us know, Erin, what you find, will you, as you go out on this, because I'm trying to collect as many stories from people as possible. So let us know your experience, and good luck to you. All right. This is from Elizabeth Santoro.
Which portable jumpstart battery pack do you recommend, and why?
You're not going to like my answer, Elizabeth. I went to an auto supply store and I said, what do you have for a jump starting kit? And they said, we got this, this, this. I did no research. I looked them all over. I said, I'll take that one. I don't even know the name of it. It's out in the RV, and I suppose I could leave Jen here and run out and get it. But they're all pretty much the same thing. It's a lithium battery, and you charge them, and they work great. I've never needed them for the RV. I do carry it in the RV. We did use it for one of our cars that we have that sat idle for a couple of months while we were out traveling. But I don't even know the brand. I just went to O'Reilly's or one Auto Depot or whatever, one of the auto supply stores, and I picked it up there. There are a lot of them on Amazon, and there's a brand called Noco, N-O-C-O, that gets pretty good reviews. But they're all about $50, $60, $100 at the most, and they're worth having, really worth having if you're worried about your battery dying. I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference which kinds you get. I just went in and said, that looks nice. It has a nice package on it.
You didn't even say, what would you recommend?
The guy said, yeah, they didn't care.
Well,
Well,
it depends on
12,
if it's the owner of the store. Or
yeah, you know
whatever.
what it's like trying to help. But I kind of looked them all, and it's a 12-volt starter. It looks good. So I can't tell you I did any deep research. I have it. It's a good backup. They're pretty easy. There's not a lot of things that are complicated in them, and I've only used it once, and it worked great. Oh yeah, super chat from Donna Downey for $4.99 via YouTube. Thank you, Donna, for that.
And Donna is excited to tune in live for a change. Thank you both for all the great content you provide.
Thank you, Donna. That really is fun. We're up in our house today, actually, in Michigan, and we have been doing these live shots on Sunday nights from the studio that we have built as we now do our video version of our podcast. And I hope you've seen that. It's on YouTube as well as the audio version. Same podcast, but you get video with it and lots more pictures and stuff of the things we're talking about. So instead of doing that there, we just thought we'd come up, and this is an office that we both kind of share. I try to do a lot of work in here, but we just hang out. This is our office and library. That sounds so pretentious. But thank you for the super chat. Jerry Cornelius.
We installed a van top dash cam rear view mirror on our LTV Unity. Works great. And having that rear view mirror is a welcome addition. That's true.
Yeah, I tried to get one of those for the Unity that we had, and it didn't fit on that mirror. The ones that I looked at didn't fit. We ended up installing a full camera, a camera, rear camera, and a big screen. And I kind of actually have it hanging down just above the windshield. And I really have come to like that for a constant on rear view mirror, big, so we can really see what's behind us. But on these vans and motorhomes where you can't see out, like you can in a passenger vehicle, it's really nice to have that always on camera.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who
I'm the one who insists.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad you did. It's really
Good.
nice. Yeah. Thank you, Jerry. James Harris. Hi, James.
Do you feel the need to have an always on rear view camera? And did you decide on getting the Sumo springs? Have been reading about many LTV owners having them installed.
The Sumo Springs, nobody seems to know, at least in the 3 places I checked, whether they can put them on the Ford Transit chassis. So I haven't proceeded any further than that. Yes, you can put them on the Sprinter chassis. A lot of people swear by them, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people told me it doesn't make any difference at all. So we have not really had a problem driving, whereas that we felt we needed Sumo Springs on either our Unity that we had before or on our current Wonder on the Ford Transit chassis. On our Class B vans on the Sprinter chassis, we did feel that we needed them. So I don't know. I've tried, like I say, 3 places, and they said I don't know if they have them for the.
And I thought
Wonder.
they didn't have any.
Oh yeah,
one of the places. Shortage.
Yeah, that was the in Elkhart at Equalizer. I think they just wanted to get us out of their shop.
Nice.
Well, no, I think I don't mean it nasty. They were busy, and that was the last thing. And they said, "Well, we can't find any. We don't know that they make them."
Oh,
that's what they said. So, all right, we'll go. Now, as to having on the rear view camera, the only time we don't have it on is at night
because it's kind of irritating.
It flares
at night.
and yeah.
But if you're driving, why not have it on?
One of the things that I've noticed with it, though, if you have polarized sunglasses, you can't see in the screen. It's weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't see a thing. So you kind of got to go like that with your sunglasses with the screen because it's polarized, takes it right off for some reason. But we do have it on all the time. Really like it. Kenneth Michelson. Hey, Ken from Fort Walton Beach. That's Princess's daddy. Bo's here with me.
Bo just came in. You probably saw my arm reaching back there. Bo heard us talking and he came in. I'm glad that everybody's doing fine at the dog park.
And all say hi. Dog park is in, I guess it's in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And when we spend always a bunch of time down there, that's where we are every morning.
Every morning.
And Ken, I call Ken the mayor of the Fort Walton Beach dog park, but his dog Princess, who's a little Aussie, Australian Shepherd, kind of grew up with Bo, and they're good buddies. And now they're both mellow dogs, but they still love the dog park. So good to see you on today, Ken. Davis, Tandy, and Buster. We haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. What are you? I suppose you've been out RVing or something instead of watching us.
I think this is the funniest thing I've read in a long time. Camping on the 4th is like going to Irish pubs on St. Patrick's. Only the amateurs attend.
That is a great line. Yeah, it is. It's a really good line.
It's all what you're looking for. You know, sometimes it's amusing just to sit back and take it all in. But it'll be bad enough being home with our dog because Bo is afraid of thunder.
Fireworks, yeah.
And so naturally he's afraid of fireworks. He just gets terrified.
Fireworks and thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's one of the reasons we don't go because we also understand that, particularly now when campsites are so hard to get that, we camp all the time and there's a lot of people, this is the only time they can get away for that longer weekend. So we don't want to be stealing the site from them. Plus, there's going to be, what traffic's like getting out of most big cities or wherever you are, everybody flees to their destination. So we hope everybody has a great 4th of July and the campgrounds are indeed full. So we're staying around. Maybe you might all use the comments. Do you want us to will you be around to watch us if we do a 4th of July? Ask us anything. Let us know in the show comments there. And, we'll kind of base our decision on whether we're going to do a 4th of July next week with it based on how many of you say yes or how many say, don't worry, take the day off. So let us know. We took last week off, so we feel we'll change. Lori McPherson.
Thank you, Lori, for saying you loved watching our latest recipe video, especially the splat. I was too lazy we have to go up a flight of stairs. I'd been up and down about half a dozen times. And I thought, to go in and get a big ladle and to do this right. Maybe we'll just do this.
Y'all have to watch the video to see what we're talking about, the splat. We do real cooking videos here, Lori. Those people who have those perfect kitchens with their little plates and spoons and measuring things. We tried to do some of that in this one. You were pretty neat and organized, but until it came time for the splat. But but it was really well worth it. It's a good recipe.
It is a good recipe and it's healthy.
It is very healthy. Thank you.
The next recipe I've got isn't as healthy, but it's very good.
Oh, that's actually we have
the beef,
Two. We have,
beef barbecues.
Yeah, we've got beef barbecues. This is
With
awesome.
a chuck roast. You make it.
And then we have and then we have also
my muffins.
Yeah, Jennifer's muffins.
Yeah, they're
Blueberry
easy to
muffins.
make muffin. In fact,
Holy cow.
we babysat yesterday, and I took the ingredients so that my granddaughter and I could make muffins.
Yeah, they're really good muffins. What was I going to say? Oh, somebody asked, and I thought I even saw it on here early on. They wanted to know in that turkey recipe, it didn't say how much turkey tenderloin.
It said 2.
2 turkey tenderloins, but they said, I don't know.
I when I went to the store, I just said 2 turkey tenderloins, and that's what they gave me.
Yeah,
this big strip.
So it isn't. It's not by weight or ounces.
It wasn't by weight or ounces. They just said 2.
Okay, good. I've seen that question a couple of times since that video. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's a cooking video that Jennifer did yesterday on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/RV Lifestyle. I'm sure Chris over there on YouTube for you YouTubers is putting the URL in. And it'll come up here on the message side as well.
You'll be able to figure out real quick that cooking isn't really my thing. I mean, I cook because we need to eat, and I'm cooking a lot because
I eat a lot.
It's not good to eat out.
Yeah.
You know what they do to our food, and it's better if you prepare food. But Mike said you got to do a cooking recipe.
Well, they've been asking, and it's your public. You gotta. They want you to do more.
Yeah.
I think we should have to do a fashion.
They can feel so good about themselves.
You should do a fashion dress, cool camp dress or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, right. I have cool T-shirts. This is a Father's Day present for my daughter Wendy. Life is better around a campfire. All right, Larry Hevner.
Okay, when you guys ride your rad e-bikes, how do you communicate with each other? Do you use any of the helmets that you can talk to each other? You know, we've never had that. That would be a cool thing to have. Helmets so we can talk to each other.
Except that they're so quiet. You just say, hi, how are you? And you hear, I mean,
we don't get that far
apart. There's no engine noise. We're never that far apart, and there isn't any, there isn't any noise. So it's just like riding a bike.
I think that's great to get a helmet so you can talk to each other.
Over. Yeah, copy. Yeah, I could go bicycle mobile on my ham radio stuff with that helmet too. But no, you don't need to because they're so quiet, just like a bike.
But if if you enjoy that, do it. I just don't think we need to.
No, you don't need one.
Yeah,
don't need one.
You need a break from me talking.
No, you talk all the time. Sandy B.
If staying in one place for a few months, do we need to leave tanks open at all times or empty one at a time?
Well, I've never done that because we never stay in one place that long. I believe that I would fill them up and then empty them, fill them up and empty them. I wouldn't leave them always open. Odor builds up. It's going to come back out.
You're talking about the sewer?
Yeah, the black tanks and stuff. I wouldn't leave them always open. Certainly, your black tank you should not leave all open all the time because of the odor issue, and it causes. Yeah. You don't leave it backups and stuff.
You shut.
And I would do the same with the gray tank. The gray tank you could do because if you're taking showers every morning, but for sure I would keep the black tank closed.
I was thinking maybe propane. I was wondering if somebody had tanks of propane.
Black and gray tank. I'm sure she means. Yep.
Okay.
Good luck, Sandy. Pat Relinsky.
I'm thinking about getting the soft start on my Wonder. Do you feel that is worth it?
Well, the big question is, yes, it's really nice to have because you can boondock and just plug into, an outside a 20 amp house circuit and run your air conditioning. That's a big deal, right? Especially when it's like as hot as it is in some places.
Are we going to get this soft start?
How many times have we needed it?
Well, I was thinking if we're going to be camping, like in somebody's driveway.
Whose driveway we're going to camp
our son's?
I don't.
In Nashville?
Yeah, I guess we could.
I want air conditioning.
I've got it to put it. It's been sitting in our thing for a year, and
we have one?
Yes, we have one. I just haven't put it on. We were gonna actually take it to Holland Motorhomes this week, and that was one of the things I was gonna have put on.
We were gonna go, and then we.
But the question is how much will you use it? I mean, if you're just gonna have it for but if you do a lot of mooch docking, or you're in places where you don't have access to 30 amp power, and you want to run it off of a 20 amp house circuit, it's a great thing to have. What that soft start does, and you can find a link to it under our partners area at rvlifestyle.com, but it moderates, it levels off the energy draw when you turn on your air conditioner in your RV. The biggest draw is when you first turn it on, it shoots right up. So the soft start, and I don't know how they do it with technology, but it moderates that. So instead of this massive power spike that it needs to start and get the compressor going, it levels that off, and you can start it and then run it on a 20 amp house circuit. So it's a good deal. It's a
What
really
does
good
it
deal.
cost for one of those?
I think it's like $169 or something like that.
And then you have to, most people would have to have it professionally installed.
Well, I would, but a lot of people, it's pretty simple to put on if you follow, and the company has pretty good instructions for it. You got to climb up on the roof of the RV, you got to take off the cover of the RV, you got to hook up some wires and mount it, but they have it, it's all taken care of. They give you good instructions. So, but I would either have a mobile RV service person do it or my regular RV service people, which is, in our case, it's in Holland, Michigan, where we bought our RV.
I think that would be worth having, because
Yeah.
most people, you have an RV and you go visit kids or family, extended family, and sometimes it's like one guest room, and if you have several guests, it's nice that you can use your own RV.
Yeah, mooch stocking is a big thing, especially now with so many campgrounds filled. Yep.
We could just pull in somebody's driveway and plug in, leave before they wake up.
If you want to find out more about it, there's a link to it in our partners page at rvlifestyle.com. And you kind of have to look under about, I think, in the menu, and you'll see a lot of our partners have special pricing. And I think that's one of them that we get a special discount on, and you can learn all about it right there. Or just search Soft Start at rvlifestyle.com. But it's a good thing to have. Harry Slater.
Mike, the news guy. You used to work as, is that what he's talking about? Is that what
he's asking?
I believe.
Oh, yes.
I believe, yes. Mike used to be PC Mike,
NBC
that's kind of gizmo stuff.
For most of my life, I was an investigative reporter for big city newspapers and TV stations. But then we got an RV. Then we quit and got an RV, and now we do RV stuff, which is a lot more fun. Much more fun. Joanne Nira.
We have decided on the Wonder rear twin bed with the riff cabinetry, but we can't decide on the ultra leather color, fog or earth. What color is yours? I can't seem to find a picture of fog.
It's gray.
I am trying to
Ours
think
is
of
gray,
the proper name.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'd have to go to their
now.
website.
Isn't that terrible? I don't remember.
Can I do that here?
Well, everybody.
It'd take too long. You don't have to watch. I don't know. It's gray.
Oh, sorry about that. It's kind of light. I didn't want like white, and it's kind of like in between, because I didn't want dark and I didn't want white, because we have this humongous dog.
They always have these foo-foo names for stuff like Rift or Fog.
And the hardest decision for me was, I like white because I want it to look as big as possible. Like the countertops, it was white, but I went with gray, and I thought, oh, am I going to like that gray? And I do. I like the gray.
Yeah. I believe it's the fog, but I don't know for sure.
Fog or earth?
Oh, it's earth and natural rift.
Stop it.
What? It's so pretentious. Anyway, Cecil Kennedy.
Headed to Lakeland this week to pick up our 2021 FX. Finally, been almost 19 months. Wow. I assume that's Lakeland, Florida. Yeah.
19 months, and you're going to still get it. Wow, that is awesome.
I'm so happy for you.
Cecile, would you please put a picture of it on our RV Lifestyle Facebook group so we can all celebrate with you? And you deserve a big ribbon and gold medal for being patient. The delay that people are having to go through to get a new RV is pretty amazing these days. So congratulations.
And I hope you absolutely have wonderful experiences in it, and it lives up to all your expectations.
Joanne Zaleski.
Have you ever camped at Air Venture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, world's largest air show with 40,000 campers?
It's coming up this week, I think. This week, next week, soon.
Wouldn't that be
a lot
fun?
of our friends go. Jim Diepenbreck is always there. I think Kathy and Les Chanteau have gone to that. And it was on our list, and I even did a story on it on the blog, rvlifestyle.com. I did a big story, and I remember when I posted that, I said, Jen, we have to go to that because it's just across Lake Michigan from us in Wisconsin.
Take the Badger
It's probably
across the lake.
Yeah, that's what our friends Jesse and Ari Adler just did yesterday, and I wonder if they're going to Oshkosh.
Maybe
we have not gone to it. We've just heard all sorts of fun things. 40,000 campers
doesn't sound like
a lot of fun to me, but it is a happening.
It would be a happening.
And people who we know who go and tell us we should go too. We should. So good luck if you're going.
I don't know why I love airplanes so much. I don't know.
Yeah, it's adventure. It's kind of like an RV, only in the sky. Yeah. Leanne Glazer.
Just started the full-time RV life on June 1st.
Congratulations.
I researched the RV life for a year and a half, but I still have lots to learn. I think that's true just plain of life. You have something to learn every day.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. And we hope that you are enjoying every bit of it. And that you're having as much fun as you had hoped you will. Like everything in life, there are valleys and peaks, and the key is to ride those waves and steady as she goes, and don't worry when you make mistakes, because that's how you learn, and it will be great fun. You will have a great life, and keep in touch, Leanne. Let us know what your latest adventure is.
We are happy for you.
Yep, we are happy for you. Ed Richards.
I am loving the video podcast too. Thank you, Ed.
Well, I hope so, Ed, because I have spent a fortune building up a studio. I just bought another camera today. So we now have 3 cameras, and then I had there's just lots of stuff to get this thing. So we literally built a studio, a video studio for it. And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, we've been doing the RV podcast for 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
6 years, 351 episodes we've done. And about 3 weeks ago, because we've been asked to do this a lot, we moved it over and did the RV podcast video version that goes out on our RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube. And it has just had as many people are watching that in a single episode as listen to the podcast every month. That's how popular it has been. And so it caught us by surprise. We thought, people, they're just going to listen. And we're trying to step up and put more video over with it and get special things. We start a new report this week, Ed, called Hidden Campground Gems. And I'm really excited about this. This is a new thing that'll be in the video version of the podcast, in which we show you in 360-degree video that you can find campsites. You just have to know where to go and how to look for them. And so we're always going to be spotlighting really cool places to stay that are near popular areas. And the first one we're going to do this week is on a campground that's not too far from the west entrance of Yellowstone National Park. So that's coming up. You'll hear the audio version, of course, on the audio podcast, but the video version is there. And the best way for you guys all to know about when we have the podcast available on video is to subscribe to the RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube. There's a bell icon. You click that, and then when a new one goes up, you'll get a notification of it. But thank you, Ed, for saying that. Hey, while I'm here, can I do a shameless plug? Because I didn't show you this. Look, we talked about this. You guys have asked, will we do printed versions? This is the first printed version of all the books. We now have, I think, 14 books, ebooks out there. And this is our boondocking guide. And now it's 114 something pages. It says photos, how-tos, links, resources, tips on boondocking, how to find the right spot. And it's now available for you to order. It's a printed version. I think it's $19.95. And I do have, let me see if I can find the address here for it. I'll put that up. Maybe I don't have it. I thought I had it. There it is. Right there. So there you go. You can order that. And remember, we've been talking about it, that we're going to do it. It's now available. There's the cover. There's the back of the cover. And it is the complete guide to boondocking, a printed version that you can take with you. And I got a note from somebody saying how much they appreciated that, because while they have all of our ebooks, sometimes they're boondocking and they don't have any internet. And so this is really nice to have something in hand, 114 pages, the complete guide to the boondocking. You can find it right there. And we're all excited about that. Hey, can I do one more thing about the podcast? If you send me a video question for us to answer on the podcast, because it's something we'd like to do in the video version of the podcast and the audio, but we always have people calling our voicemail number. That's cool. But send us, just use your phone and send us a little, hi, Mike and Jen, this is so-and-so. Here's my question. The first one I get, we'll send one, a copy of the hard copy of the paperback version of our book. So if we get a video question from you that we can run in the podcast, because it would really be nice, since we're doing a video podcast, to have the questions, not just audio, but video as well, with you guys asking it. So go out by your RV and send us a selfie question and on video. The first one we get, we'll send it. You can send it to us at Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com. Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com. Okay, enough of our shameless plugs. Kathy Case Campbell.
What is your favorite RV park to stay in the Keys? 2
of them. State Park, Bahia Honda. Just phenomenal park. Now, I had some hurricane damage from a couple of years ago that was pretty much repaired all of last year. But Bahia Honda is just a bit north of Key West, so it's not too far. And for a state park, if you can get in, it is just an awesome park. But our favorite park in the Keys is Boyd's, Boyds. It's an old park. It's been around for years. It's a huge park. Some of the sites are really narrow. The staff is great. If you say, that's a little too narrow, they'll usually be able to find you something else. Some of the spots are on the water, others aren't, but there's just this Key West vibe to Boyd's that is so much fun.
Chickens running around.
That's Key West for you. We just love Boyd's. It's a big park. This seasonal, a lot of people go down and spend the whole season there. There's it's a fun, welcoming community and lots of activities. And what we did is we rented golf carts and drove that into Key West. The ones we got were kind of old and clunky golf carts. They have really much better ones.
Don't do it.
I think they're all
We did
electric.
it with our dog.
Yeah, we did it. The 2 of us in a golf cart.
A 70-pound dog.
But
sitting between us.
But Boyd's is our favorite. And there's a video on Boyd's. Just go to rvlifestyle.com. You can see our visit to Key West.
Don't go out on busy roads when you can't go as fast as the cars.
Yeah, I think what I do, because you could park a Class B. If you hunt around and are really looking for spots, you can find them in town. But a C gets a little bit busy, harder to find a spot. So I think that what we would do is maybe rent a car, because we do like to go into the Keys. It's about 2 miles from downtown Key West. So, but we did fun with the golf cart too. It was a great experience. You can see it all.
Oh, it was a great
video we did.
It gave us something to talk about, and all these people that got to have pictures of this goofy looking people.
They were all taking pictures of us
with
and
a
this big
dog.
Bo
was
seemed to
sitting
like
there.
it.
Yeah, Bo really liked it.
Yeah.
But every time you would hit a bump, he wanted to jump out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kept me busy.
You did. Dolores and Bruce Cooper.
Okay, we have the Cena helmets and love them.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And you can link multiple people and or listen to the radio. We usually just use the intercom feature. I don't think I'd listen to the radio.
I wouldn't either. We just haven't had any problem with noise. I guess if we were in heavy traffic and stuff, but that's not been the way it's been with us with our e-bikes, and there's just no need for them. But those are really great helmets, and if you do a lot of stuff, where there's a lot of noise.
And that's nice to hear, that you like them and they work and you would recommend them.
Cena helmets. Thank you, Dolores and Bruce, for sending that in. Frank Culligan.
Our Dish tailgater died, so we quit Dish.
I'm so sorry for you, Frank.
Plan to download movies from Netflix. What is the best way to store and replay them?
Get a small, I don't know what kind of computer you have. If you have anything that's a year or 2 old, get a small SSD. They're $100 or so. Little tiny card that holds a million of them. They load fast, download fast, play fast. Or get get one of these. This is a USB 3 hard drive. Put them all in there and carry them with you. That's what I would do. We're not big Netflix viewers. We had Dish for a while. They were a podcast sponsor, and as part of that, they gave us a system for our RV. And the only thing that was handy was because we had it when just as COVID was coming in at the beginning of 2020, and we were in the Keys. And I remember using the Dish and say, I'm kind of glad we have that to stay current on what was happening in the news. What? You tired?
No, too much news.
Too much news. Yeah,
it was too much news.
Oh my gosh, we so overdosed on news. It was ridiculous. Yeah. This was not just with Dish. This was that whole ugly period of 2020, the early first 4 months of it. But we just didn't use it that much. And what we do, if we're going to watch a movie, we tend to stream it, and that's great. So just a SSD for a hard drive, or if you want the old traditional portable hard drive, like I just showed you. Janine Galvin.
When buying your first RV, when thinking of most timing, you start with a less expensive motorhome to get one that you think you'd want for a while.
You start with a less expensive or get one. Well, that's a good question. We did it.
Motorhome.
We bought a motorhome, and we bought one that was
less expensive.
6 years at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a lot, but it wasn't like a new one. And, we knew after a couple of months, this was for us.
Yeah.
So that was good. And and if it would gone the other way, we would have been glad that we bought a used one and didn't go with the most expensive. So that we were able then to plan to resell it, and we sold it in a year, almost for what we paid. And then it's kind of like flipping houses. Once you've done that, you can trade up a little bit. So that's the way we do.
And chances are you don't know what you really want when you're buying your first one.
Right.
So if you can get a used one and make sure you really like it, and what you miss, what you like, and when you go places, you can see other people's rigs and figure out exactly what you do want, and what would work for you.
And for those of you who are thinking of getting one, in a year or 2 years or 6 months, stay with it, because there's going to be a glut of used RVs on the market soon. In fact, I am swearing, maybe I'm just more attuned to it because we've been talking about it, but I think I'm seeing them more and more, on street corners and on front yards for sale. People who bought we call them COVID buyers. They were so anxious to get some kind of a vacation out of last year, some time away, that they bought an RV and they did it, and and it's just not for them. And so they're selling it. Great prices, not used a lot. You're going to have so much to choose from in another year, if not even sooner. I would say after this season, after through starting in fall, you're going to see a lot of them, and they're going to continue throughout the time. So it's going to be a great time to buy a used RV, especially with new RVs taking 2 and 3 years to get built.
Yeah, and it's when people can go back to taking cruises and flying to other countries.
Yeah, they're going to do that, and so you're going to see a lot on the market, and just watch and see. Lori McPherson.
This is a good question. Are there campgrounds for 55 and older? There are. Last time we went rustic camping, Leland State Park, we met some nice, older, quiet campers and heard noisy campers, babies, toddlers, etc. So you've got...
It's whatever I guess you want.
And then just because somebody's 55 doesn't mean they're old, they're quiet.
Where's that place that we went? It was like perpetual, trapped in the 60s.
Yeah.
We won't say where, but we were at this, it was an over 55 resort, actually. And it was in a southern state. So I'll say, and we pulled in, and it was a Sunday, and it was beer, brats, and muscle cars. And so they had all these old cars from the 60s and free beer. I guess they're not free, but you bought them for a little bit, and they were eating brats, and it was a kind of a fun event. It was on a Sunday when we checked in. All right, so the next day was Monday, and it was Margarita Monday, and they were all drinking from noon on. They're drinking margaritas and they're partying, and then Tuesday it was in the southern state. It was Hurricane Day, and they were all drinking Hurricanes.
So needless to say,
It was like,
but everybody it quieted down rather early.
yeah, they all partied
It
early.
wasn't
And
like people stayed awake till 2 or
except for
3
the
or 4.
except for the pickleball players, they were all busy all the time. But the thing that was funny is they kept playing 60s music, and it was just on like this
Like
constant
Groundhog Day.
playlist, you know. And
It was fun the first day.
oh yeah, we remembered all that music, you know.
Yeah.
But it was like we were trapped in the 60s in this 55 resort.
That's why they're all drinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Those poor people need rescuing.
But I can see why you might want, you know, not the toddlers and the babies and the barking dogs
Sure.
and everything. But I am amazed, you know, like this last camping trip we went on, how quiet and respectful people were of the 10 o'clock
And
quiet
it was
time.
very crowded.
But that was a state park. And it was quiet.
I've been. She was at Leelanau State Park up
Yeah.
in the Leelanau Peninsula in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think it all depends on the vibe. Like a weekend is always tougher, and you know, holiday weekend like this is going to be. You know, people get noisy.
I think, you know, in state parks they really do try to keep the lid on.
Yeah,
Excessive noise and drinking.
We were a little worried at one of the parks we were at last Thursday because they had
Their fire pit was like 3 feet from.
They had, yeah. Well, no,
rig.
I'm talking about across from us. The kids came over. They all wanted to play with Bo, and they all were saying, "Oh, we got a family reunion, and we've got a bus coming with 10 families or 10." You know, oh my goodness! And they did come, this big bus, that schoolie that somebody was converting. But the people were really quiet. You know, they had a great time, and they were sweet, wonderful people. We enjoyed visiting them. 10 o'clock, quiet.
Mhm.
So, you know, I think it's the like of the draw. We've all had places, Lori, where we've gone and it's been really noisy and we've been disappointed. But there are 55 and older campgrounds. They're commercial, private campgrounds. They're not state parks or not national parks and stuff. So you could probably do a search for 55 and older campgrounds in whatever area you're going to go, and you could find some. But there's no guarantee. I told you about that place that we went to, and they were all over 55.
Yeah, you know, it's so crazy because I've thought about like when you rent an apartment, it would be nice to have people kind of the same age or the same place in life, you know, older folks in one apartment building, another apartment building for people with toddlers, little kids, so they could interact. And, you know, but it seems like that's some kind of discrimination now to do things like that. But boy, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it does. I kind of like.
But I like the
kids.
babies and the dogs and the toddlers and even the teenagers.
We tend to do mostly boondocking, you know, hence our boondocking book.
Yeah.
116 pages. I'm not sorry. But we tend to do boondocking. And then when we do go to a commercial camera, it's kind of like,
it's very
this
interesting.
is fun. And we get to meet people. And, you know, we've got enough followers now that we get recognized pretty much wherever. So we get to make friends. And we do tours. We love to have people come in and see our RV. So it's kind of a mix. And I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, nothing ruins it. Like your weekend and you want to rest and relax, and you've got inconsiderate people blaring their radio or just loud people. But our last dog, he loved going camping because he would walk up and down, look at everybody's places, and people used to feed him a lot.
Yeah. Can I give your dog a treat? Yeah. Sure. But it's not bad, Laura. You'll find, but there are plenty of places you can find, but you can also enjoy most of the state parks we have found. They
quiet down when they're supposed to.
Nancy Jenkins up in Canada.
Going to be real hot here in Medicine Hat the coming week. 100 degrees. Ooh.
Unbelievable. Seattle, Portland, usually cold, rainy. You know, even in the summer, it's not that hot. 114 degrees, I think I saw today. The west, the northwest is just really hit hard with this drought. And man, I'm kind of glad we were thinking about heading that way this summer, and I'm glad we're not. And it's dangerously hot. Speaking of Canada, I did see that Canada eased its border restrictions, and they're letting some Canadians come into the U.S. if they've been vaccinated. They're not letting U.S. vaccinated people come up to Canada yet, but that's your loss, Canada. Kathy Case Campbell.
Are you members of Thousand Trails? And if you are, do you like it?
We're not. And I doubt if we ever would be. We stayed at Thousand Trails a couple times. They're nice campgrounds. They're big. really big. I think they're incredibly expensive, and then you have to pick a region of the country that you belong to. It's just it's kind of like a big giant HOA for camping, and I'm not a big fan of HOAs, and I'm not a big fan of all their rules, and you can't go here, and you got to go here, and you got to do this by then, and it's just.
But
so we're not
obviously,
members.
it works
Yes,
well for
it works
awful
for a
lot
lot
of people,
not
because
us. And when I answer those questions, say it's not for us. We don't. I'm not disparaging anybody who thinks it's great, because we're all different. But you ask if we use it, and we don't, because that's not.
We did once, and we were really offended, and then I got into it, and I thought it was very interesting.
I just kept getting. And finally, we ended up laughing. But yeah, it was interesting. Yeah,
we won't go there.
Yeah, but
it at first it wasn't what we expected, and we reacted kind of
just to each other. We were nice to
but then we got into it, and I really liked it. In fact, I wanted to stay longer, and we couldn't stay longer.
Hey, there's the podcast number. If you have never called us before for our podcast, you can leave a voicemail number there. And our email address is Mike and Jen at RV Lifestyle. If you send us a video question, the first one who I get a video question sent to us, I'll send you a free copy of our boondocking book. So there you go. And our merch line, we've got time for your summer things. There's just go to that address on the screen down there, and you can see all of our shirts and cups and designs for our merch. And that's always fun. So I got to remind people about that. And I haven't seen a lot of your comments. I should go back here and look about if anybody's asking about whether we should still do Ask Us Anything on the 4th of July. So please let us know. Yes, Bob Keefe says he will be watching next weekend. And there's ABCD, whatever that is. They'll be watching next weekend. Gene Nelson will be around the 4th. Don't want to deal with the traffic. Okay.
Isn't that the truth?
So let's make it a date then. We will be here on the 4th. And Chris and Phyllis, you guys don't have to if you don't want to. Let's bring Phyllis on. She's smiling. I can see off camera. So you don't have to. I can handle it. But
okay.
You got family plans, right?
Yeah. We're gonna be out. Yeah. Now normally they have the fireworks right across the street. And so, but this year they're having it on the other side of town. So I will be out. I
can handle it just like old times. I'll handle it just fine. Okay. We'll make Jennifer do all the answering. And Chris, if you're around, great. But if not, we'll do it there. But we will have a 4th of July in costume, and we'll have kind of fun with that. All right. I think we're about out of time. How did we all do?
Great. Everything's cool.
Okay. So what else do we need to recap for everybody about the
UFO?
To get a chance to win a free stay at the UFO festival in it's not so funny, the UFO festival. Hey, is that timely or what with the government UFO?
Yeah.
UFO festival, Roswell, first week I think of July. And they can find out about it through our Instagram account. Go to RV Lifestyle Mike.
There you go.
All right, Phyllis. Well, if we don't see you next week, we'll see you in 2 weeks. So enjoy the 4th, and we'll be here all by ourselves.
Oh,
we'll do just fine, Phyllis. We're okay. Don't worry about us.
I'm a little concerned.
Okay. See you later. Bye. Phyllis Kerr, who helps us with all of the moderating and the questions. Big shout out to Chris Cowley, who says he might be here. He's celebrating on the 3rd. So great. We'll be here. And if you're here, that's even better, Chris, because you can handle all our YouTubers. But it will be fun. A couple of quick questions. Jacqueline says, where are you going next? Any meetups coming up? Thought I was going to announce a meetup now, but it didn't work out. We're working on it. We're working on it, Jacqueline. Maybe we'll have something to say next week or whenever. Should be coming out pretty fun, I think. And what else am I missing? Seattle. I've talked about how hot Seattle. Pauline is in Seattle, and she says, don't let that stop you. We'll be in the 70s after Tuesday. Good.
Wonderful.
Good. That's normal, I think, up there. And summers in Seattle is such a beautiful place. So great. Thank you for jumping in from there.
Mhm.
Okay, we're out of time. And thank you guys. Please watch the podcast and give us any suggestions you have. We're trying to make it more fun to have the video version of the podcast. Now the audio, that'll be out on Wednesday. New content every day on the RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube. We hope that you guys follow all of that stuff and that you'll be there. That's all we got till the 4th of July. And we'll be here then, 7 o'clock next Sunday.
Happy trails.
Bye, everybody.